Hi, Misha here, and this is another one of those half black box, or maybe gray box right now because it's not quite dark out and this camera doesn't actually have a shutter like the old one, and half visual video because I wanted to share the day with you. Today is the cat's big day out. Which cats, you might ask? All of them. They all need to go to the vet. Now, the good news is no one seems sick, but with the way 2020 and 2021 went, the last time we took them for their booster shots and a checkup was November of 2020. So they're a year and a half, year and a half and some change ago, so they're several months overdue. And we actually have a reason why we're doing this now and why all of them at once, which I'll share later in the video. But first, enjoy the spectacle that was the beginning of my afternoon. The cat chorus begins. And Miss Peanut has a better upgraded box. Hello. So, got the cats all bagged up, waiting on J-Ro to show up. And really like these cat carriers, the soft ones. Miss Peanuts we bought years ago, and it was kind of pricey, and it's held up really well. The other ones we just actually bought for this trip, and they're a little cheaper, but they seem like they still do the job. The cats seem to feel a little more comfortable in them. They can see out, but they, it's a little softer, so they don't bounce around, and they have little pads in them. Most everything in there is washable, of course, and they have entrances on either side and on the top, which actually the top entrance, well, it's not good for taking them out. Usually I unzip the side to let them out with, but for putting them in, unzip the top, drop them in, and zipper back up, and yeah, it's over before they know. And of course they have handles, carry straps, whatever. They're really cool. If you've got a smaller dog or up to at least a medium-sized cat, check them out. Most of them are good for up to 15 pounds for the smaller and at least 25 pounds for the larger types. So Seamus will fit, just barely. So we've got them loaded up and ready to go. The adventure begins. Can we get a rhythm going? Hi, Peanut.
There's a lot of opinions back there.
Yeah, they pretty much all agree, though. Yeah, they get a little rhythm going.
A little bit. Whichever one's directly behind me seems to be replying to my noises.
I think a more fitting song would be, I'm leaving on a jet plane. I could see Earl's doing some John Denver. Meow. So after an uneventful trip there, we'll get them in the doctor's office. Going there, no one made a mess in the box, although one of them, Hobo I bet, made a fart, so we were kind of scared for a minute there. But no, it was a nervy fart. You heard the cat chorus, and this is a new vet. Our old one's still in business, but they weren't able to get us in this week. So called a friend, asked him which vet he used, and they were able to get us in. Originally, they thought that they could get us in on Wednesday, but when I told them there would be 5 cats, they said, ooh, we'll have to wait till Thursday when we have both doctors to help out. which probably is a good thing. And they would end up kind of splitting them in to 2 separate rooms so they could speed the process up. Yeekoble. Still not a fan. That's what you get for being a house cat. You have to come to the vet. Yes. You're gonna love it when they start doing stuff to your rear. You love that. Yeah, huh? And Miss Peanut and Earl are in this room. Much quieter. Unfortunately, Peanut's an old vet, and being in at the vet's. I actually recorded a bit more, or thought I did, but I got mixed up on the on and off buttons on the camera, so instead of recording the cats, I actually recorded the camera going in and out of my pocket, so oops. Anyway, those are the rooms they put them in. And things went really smooth. Peanut was fine, and Earl was better than I thought. He's probably been to the vet the least, so I wasn't sure how he was going to react, but immediately he started wanting pets from the vet. So that was the room I was in. Jera was in the room with Hobo, Seamus, and Foxy. And Hobo and Foxy did fine, although Hobo was rather vocal, normal for her. Seamus, on the other hand, apparently, once they started doing stuff, especially getting to the stool sample, claws came out and he was ready for battle. And yeah, for a cat that's over 18 pounds, yeah, that's something. But everyone got their updated shots. Everyone got the leukemia booster. Everyone got stool samples taken. Yay. Got their rabies too. And everyone, heart, lungs, all that checked out A-okay. The only thing, Hobo, one of her ears, her right ear, was a little bit goopy, and they thought it might be ear bites, but nope. Just, I think, frankly, just old cat ear. But, yeah. Everyone had good teeth. Seamus weighed over 18 pounds. Hobo was over 13. And Foxy, the little one, was just at 7 pounds. And, yep, Peanut was about the same. I don't think what she was. I think she was about 13, too. And Earl's getting up there, too. So, they kind of normal. Hey, they're house cats. And they do what they do. So, got them all taken care of and ready to go. Oh, one other cool thing, kind of as a back to school thing, they had a wheel, like a Wheel of Fortune wheel in the front lobby to spin, and they kept insisting I spin it. Kind of glad I did, because they had several things on there like pedicure for your pet, or a free bath, or free tick treatment, which that'd be good. But I actually got what I think was the best. I got a free checkup, so they told me I could cash it in that day. So instead of having to pay for all 5, hey, I only had to pay for 4. So I'll take that as a freebie. It certainly was probably the best one on the wheel we could use. So with that, loaded everyone back up, got all the paperwork, rabies tags, and back in the rig to head home. Mission accomplished, and everyone was rather eager to leave their bags after nearly 2.5 hours of being in them. Who would have thunk it? So everyone got out of their box, and everyone was really not happy with me, or life in general, I would bet. But J-Ro and I couldn't stick around because we had another appointment, and it was kind of the reason we had to do this all today. So, as I'm sure some of you remember, we lost Oscar back in June. Well, the beginning of July, technically, like July 1st. But as I said in my last Black Box video, time was kind of passing, and so the reason, well, take a look. And now, part 2 of this saga. Usually like to let them decompress for a minute before unboxing. Plus I've got to go clear out a room so everyone gets a bit of privacy. So far it's been an interesting day. You about ready to come out? We just got in 5 minutes ago, so don't worry. He hasn't been in the box very long. That's me. That's right. It was kind of time. I actually started last Friday when I was down at my cousin's with J-Ro. We were doing the gun thing. And got home that night and talked to the wife and said, well, if you're ready, if you want to, go to the shelter that Saturday because she was off work. I said, if you want to. And she at first was, nah, but she kept bringing it up that evening. And by that night, I told her, look, if you want, just wake me up Saturday morning and we'll go. And we did. And after looking at several kittens, we found one. Doesn't look identical to Oscar, but kind of that same vein. And he seemed quite friendly. My problem is his name. His name at the shelter was Psyche. Apparently he was a part of a 5-kitten litter that came in back in May. And they all kind of got hippie names like Cosmic, Karma, that kind of thing. I think one was Chakra, I kid you not. And the woman there really thought maybe the reason he hadn't been adopted when all of his siblings had been was because of his rather name. So he will be renamed. Sometimes we don't rename them, like Peanut, that's her original name. Other times, like Seamus, his original name from the shelter was Gomez. He is not a Gomez. He is definitively a Seamus. Kind of the same thing with Earl. He was a little more fitting. They called him Stud, but Earl seemed a little more pleasant. But sometimes we still kind of refer to him as Stud as a joke, because, yeah. But, name. So we filled out the paperwork, and because it was a Saturday and everything, and they said, well, fill it out, and we'll check up on you. And we're not worried about that. We own our own house, the normal things. But one thing, when they called us on Monday, they said, hey, you're a few months out. You need to get all your cats updated on their shots. So, yeah. And that's what we did. But it was a bit of a thing, as you saw. Although it really went as smoothly as possible. And luckily, J-Ro was there to help. And luckily, they had 2 doctors. But anyway, their main thing was they'd had a recent outbreak about a month ago of kind of kennel cough. And they didn't want the new cat giving it to our cats, even though they were all adults. So what I did, immediately on Monday, I called our regular vet. And they couldn't get us in till Friday. So I called the shelter on Monday evening saying, look, this is the situation. They can't get us till Friday. And the woman, we talked for a bit. She actually remembered Peanut, who was the last one we adopted 5 years ago. And said, well, sooner the better. And she went and checked, and no one else had an application in on Psyche. But I thought, he's such a good-natured cat. Someone could, take him, and, fair is fair. Whoever's there, they're just there to rehome them. And so I really wanted to get in. So I called a friend, asked him which vet he used, and he suggested this other one. And so I called them. I think that was Tuesday by this point, because it's kind of getting, I think it was still Monday maybe. He's getting late in the day. Talked to the receptionist there, and he said that he could get him in Wednesday. And I said, great, how many cats? I said, 5. He said, ooh. He said, can you do maybe 2? I said, we can bring 2 Wednesday, but that won't do any good because we need them all done. So even if I brought 2 in Wednesday, I have to bring in more Thursday, and it's still 2 trips. And he's like, well, okay, Thursday is the earliest I can do it when 2 doctors are here to take care of them. All right, so did that. Told the wife, hey, just cancel the other one at the other vet. And there's actually a coda to that I'll mention at the end of this video. And whatnot. So we scheduled them for Thursday, and called him back on Tuesday. That's when I did. Yeah, I called him back on Tuesday because I told him on Monday I need to make sure I can get a ride. I told him my situation: blind, can't drive, but I think I can get a ride. Called him on Tuesday to confirm the appointment since it was kind of a big one. Didn't want to keep him waiting, and I thought, should I call the shelter? Let him know. Don't want to pester him. Well, Wednesday. Yesterday, from my perspective here, they actually called me and left a voicemail, so I called them back. And in their voicemail, they were saying, well, you can come get Psyche Friday as soon as you get back. Or because I'd originally asked them before, hey, can I get the cat that day, or do we need to still wait? And originally they said, well, we'll reevaluate. I think they talked amongst themselves and whatnot, and maybe pulled up our records, and they seemed a little more eager for us to take him this time. And we're like, hey, you can still get him Friday, or if not, you can come back Saturday. So I called them back and said, actually, good news. I am getting him to the vets a little earlier on Thursday. We can get him Thursday. And they actually seemed quite happy about this. And so I was curious, will all this work out? Will I be able to get the cats to the vet, get them all taken care of, get back, drop them off, and get the new cat? So I've teased you long enough. Here's a short clip I filmed after we got him home and immediately out of the box. Take a look. And here he is. Unlike some we've had in the past, his first reaction was not to find the nearest piece of furniture to run under and stay there. This is pretty much his first reaction. Although right now he's still the cat with no name. Jordy people. And no collar yet. And there he is. Got him put up in a room right now where he can stretch his legs and not be bothered by the other cats, who are understandably not in the best mood after their vet trip. If they only knew their vet trip was because of him. And there he is. I don't know what his name will be yet, but Psyche, nah, doesn't work. Too close to Psycho or something, I don't know. We will see. But it's just me right now. Wife's at work. She works nights, for anyone who knows. It actually went okay. The only cat that's seen him so far is Hobo, but I'm keeping them kind of separated. It just makes sense for both medical and just psychological reasons for both our cats, who are not happy with the day already, and him, who's had a lot of big changes. In fact, right this minute, he's tuckered out. After playing for about 20 minutes when he got home, he's now tired because he's still quite young. As I said, the shelter got him in May. I think they said around May 20. But they actually got him extremely young, so much so that they had to bottle feed him and his siblings. So while he is about 10 weeks old, he had to be taken care of by humans, and he's still quite small. He's only 2.8 pounds, and they don't like to have them neutered until they're at least 3 pounds. They suggested waiting until about October to do it, which is fine. But one thing that they really focused on at the shelter, and I don't blame them, was all this stuff, even legal binding agreements, that you will have this animal fixed, spayed, or neutered, depending on which gender you get. They're big on that now because, well, you know, feral cat populations. Kind of funny, but they give you a coupon to take to the vets to get basically a free neutering, or maybe it's $10, but to make it super easy. And they gave him a microchip and did all that good stuff. So there he is for now. Really don't know much about him because he's just been here an hour at this point. But I asked Oscar for his approval, and sure, why not? But we'll see how it goes. Kind of seemed meant to be. He very friendly. In fact, before they could box him at the shelter, J-Ro was talking cat with him for a while and handling him, and he just seems like a really comfortable around humans feline, which makes perfect sense because of him being bottle fed. So he is the reason that we had to get all the cats done at once. So now that it's been a little while, let's check in with everyone, see if they've forgiven me, and also see if Mr. Sleepyhead, not his official name, is ready to socialize again. Since some of her footage didn't turn out, here's Miss Peanut, because she's the star of the show. Aren't you, Miss Peanut? Do you know you're on the camera? And here's Earl, including his new collar. Hey, he picked it. Yeah, they're starting to come out now. They have started to forgive. And here's Miss Hobo on top of the old cat tree, but they still like it, so I haven't tossed it out yet. Hi, Miss Hobo. Have you forgiven? Came in to check on him a little while ago, and he was zonked out. I think he's had enough excitement, but now he's back on moving. Would you get away from my humidifier machine? Say hello to the people. I'm gonna get you a bell. Cats around me really need bells, lest they be stepped on. Hello, cat with no name. Boop. Boop. Hello. Hello. I'm sure we'll find you an appropriate name very soon. He really likes people, don't ya? Alright, it's getting dark out, so let's wrap this here day up. Boop, 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 boop. Would you? Now he's going under my legs. Fun. So, I found pretty much everyone except Foxy, who's quite small. And found Seamus, but not when I was rolling camera because he was in the box I was disassembling for you. Here, take a look. I wanted to talk about the boxes. They're kind of neat, but yeah, here's it coming apart just for fun. I came in, I wanted to show you how these cases fold up, but I guess Seamus really likes his new box because he was actually sleeping in it. Yeah, let me show you here. It's actually got this framework and then a zipper here. You can do this, and then that folds down and it collapses down. Of course, the other side is the same way, wherever the zipper is on this one. These are a little bit cheaper, both in quality, there it is, than Peanuts, but for what they cost on Amazon, they're not bad. Just unzip this and it falls apart. Here it is, folded up, and this is actually the big one. It even has a little clip inside you could clip to their collar, so even if it's open, they can't run out immediately. We didn't use that, of course, but it's nice to know in case you have one of those cats that spaz out. But yeah, we really recommend them. This is an unsponsored kind of plug, but you can fit it pretty much anywhere. And that was our day. It actually all went very smoothly. More than I expected, frankly, between all the moving parts. And as I said earlier, there is a bit of a coda and asterisk to trying the new vet. When my wife called Monday to make an appointment for all the cats at the vet we've used all these years, they made it for Friday. And I did call them back and said, hey, is Friday the earliest you can make it? And they said, yeah, it is. Okay. So I talked to the friend, got the other vet, and made the appointment on Thursday. Today, as we were actually leaving, coming back home, my wife called me saying she called the original vet, the earlier vet, to cancel the appointment, maybe make it for a couple of other things if we needed it. Turns out that appointment was for Friday, not this Friday, next Friday. So what seemed a little bit like me being in a hurry and only saving one day actually ended up saving 8 days. I was already worried someone might take the cat with no name, just waiting since Saturday. Waiting another week and a half, pass. Plus, the poor thing has been there over 2 months, coming up on 2.5 months. That's enough. Making him wait another week, even if we could take him, too much. So, inadvertently, it ended up being a very good thing. Plus, again, kind of got a free checkup for one of the critters, so that worked out nice too. Got them their flea and tick stuff. Everyone's doing good. They did run some blood tests and stool tests, and they said if you don't hear from us, that's good, and I haven't heard from them. They said it'd take about an hour to do the tests, and so hopefully that all worked well. Again, it's something we needed to do anyway, a little overdue, especially after losing Oscar in June, July. But it's good. It just normally we would have done them 2 at a time, maybe 3. Last time I went, that's what we did. So it was kind of a bit of forcing our hand, but the shelter, really more than looking out for the new kitty, was looking out for the health of our kitties. But as you saw, he is awake and playful, so I think I'm going to put this to bed here, set it to edit, export, and go hang out with him for a bit. And looks like Miss Peanut has forgiven me because she's sitting on the arm of my chair waiting for me to sit down. That's her normal thing. She'll climb in my lap when I do. And Miss Hobo has got over the indignity and is up on top of the cat tree. I wish she'd let me replace it with a new one, but they, you know how animals are. They like their old, scratched up, messy things. And yeah, I have seen Foxy and Seamus, just not on camera. It's funny, it's sometimes really hard to get them on camera, except for Earl. He's always on camera, but it seems like they know when you're pointing a camera at them. But that was our day. And one final note, not only did J-Ro do this to help out, which is pretty much his afternoon, it was actually his birthday today as well. So, yeah, I did it on his birthday. What do you do? But he's someone I've known a long time. Gonna have to get him a hell of a birthday gift, and I just can't think what, but I'll figure it out. We'll be seeing him tomorrow. But that was our day. It's just me right now. Wife's still at work. In fact, she doesn't even know yet that we were able to successfully get a new kitty. So that'll probably surprise her when she gets home. But took a little while, but it's all part of it, and it feels right. You know, everything in its season, I suppose. Still miss Oscar. Well, I always miss Oscar, but just as we adopted him when he needed a home, this kitten needed a home. He'd been there long enough, and the next challenge will be integrating him into our little herd here. But hey, a day at a time, right? With that, if you could please like, share, subscribe. This is Misha. Catch you very soon. Next time.